Man, today is a lazy day. Just been kicking back. Turned on my Twitter, turned on my Instagram, watching videos, watching reels. And man, I'm gonna tell you something. But before I tell you that, let me show you this, man. So we had a little storm come through the other day, and lightning hit that tree and knocked this big old limb down. This is gonna be the third time in a month that I'm gonna have to get my chainsaw out and cut up some damn wood, man. That damn tree's been hit 2 or 3 times. Most of them are dead limbs, but yeah, it is what it is. But let me tell you about what I was watching. So, turn on Twitter, and I'm watching assorted reels, videos, YNs fighting, fussing, shooting, and grannies throwing on bikinis, shaking their ass, I mean, we living in the social media time, so it is what it is. But this is something I was watching that was pretty damn disturbing. So, I was watching a couple of cop videos, law enforcement, and on 2 or 3 of them, you had some black guys cussing and fussing at them, talking about "don't touch me." You had other instances where, the cops were getting the shit beat out of them. And I'm like, what world am I living in? What world am I living in, man? Now, I've been out of law enforcement, probably about 10 years now, since I wore a badge and a gun. And I know since then, since 2016, we've had, defund the police campaigns, abolish the police campaigns. In some cities, you had police officers just quitting because if you touch anybody, if you do your job properly, hell, you're getting fired. You're getting fired or disciplined. So I can clearly understand. I think the recruitment picked back up at some point in time in some cities. And listen, before I even go on, let me tell you something. In the city of Chicago, Minneapolis, and places like that, you couldn't pay me to be a damn cop. You couldn't. But I think recruitment picked back up in some of these cities, and I'm going to be honest with you, dude. I will never ever say anything bad about an individual putting on a badge and a gun. Never. You're out there risking your life for your community. You're risking your life for your city, for your county, for your state. And these some bitches don't respect you. They have no respect whatsoever for you. And you're just doing a job. If you're doing the right thing, I would never call you out. But the thing is, man, I don't know if they lowered the standards around the country in some states. I know when I left law enforcement, I left the Alabama Department of Corrections. I was an STG investigator. STG, security threat investigator, gangs, terrorists, etc. I know when I left, about a year later, an old buddy of mine called and told me, man, that they lowered the standards. They lowered the standards for women. Instead of going the 12-week, the 12 weeks, they went 6 weeks. Instead of doing the basic standard push-ups, sit-ups, pulling the dummy, climbing the fence, etc. For women, they stopped all that. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So now you see fat women, fat men, out of shape, whether it's you know, corrections or city police, county police, whatever, they're all out of shape. And if I was to give any advice to the law enforcement agencies around the country, man, pick back up on your standards. I went to the police academy probably 3 times before I passed the standards test. Simply because, not because I couldn't do push-ups, sit-ups, or anything like that, but being 5'7", 220 pounds at the time, the run, the mile and a half run in 12 minutes, but you know, hell, I stressed it, but once I trained my brain to do it, hell, I did it. And these officers in today's world are these trainees. They're gonna have to train themselves to meet standards, man. I don't want to turn on a video and see police officers getting their ass whipped. I don't want to see police officers in a situation where they don't know what to do. They're not properly trained. I don't like seeing that. Now you still got former military personnel applying, and that's a good thing. You know, it's a great seeing our former military go into these law enforcement agencies because they make excellent officers. And I understand you got some people out there who just regular Joes living in that community and just want to, you know, make a difference. Have no military background, have no law enforcement training, but they just want to make a difference. But I always say this, law and order has to be in your heart. You can't look at it as a paycheck. You can't look at it as future benefits. You have to look at it as serving the public, getting criminals off the street. And just think about law and order. Listen, it's a tough job. It's a tough job. And I lived it 16 years. I retired from it. I worked as a police officer, corrections officer, juvenile detention officer. I've lived it. Terrorist investigator. The list goes on and on and on. But one thing I never did was violate my trust. When I took that oath to serve the people of the state of Alabama, the people of South Birmingham, and I was serious about that thing. And I don't want to turn on Twitter and Instagram seeing cops get their ass beat. I'm sorry, I just don't. You know, support your local law enforcement officers, support your state, your county officers. I don't know any officers, regardless of, you know, what municipality or department they work in. I don't know any on the street. So I don't get firsthand information about what's going on in the world of law enforcement anymore. But I don't want to turn on Twitter seeing officers and cops getting their ass beat. I don't. Listen, I'm gonna get back in here and relax. I just want to comment on that. I'm sick of, you know, seeing these videos of these cops getting their ass beat. We got a mental illness problem right now, so they're gonna have more and more engagements as the days goes on. These damn people out here are crazy. So God bless all you guys who put on the badge and the gun. I'm always gonna back the blue. When you go into Door3 on some of my material, you will see where you see a retired police officer with the blue shield, because I will always stand with you, always. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, you guys stay blessed. I'll see you next time.